Welcome to the Word Nest, where stories take flight. I'm one of your hosts, Mariah, and I'm here with my co-host, Amelia. In today's debut episode, this is actually going to be the episode where you get to know us. Hi, Amelia.
Hi, Mariah.
We're doing it.
We're doing it.
After years of talking about doing a podcast together.
Yeah.
So we have been friends for many years now. But
how many years?
Oh,
that's a question.
That is a question. I want to say 2016.
7? Yeah.
2016, yeah.
So longer than I thought.
Almost 10 years. But I thought it might be interesting, since we know so much about each other. I thought it would be interesting just to do like a brief little bio. So if you don't mind, I'll go first.
Please do.
Okay, so my name is Mariah. I'm currently the managing editor of Writer's Digest magazine. But I have worked with over 100 manuscripts of varying genres, particularly in like the nonfiction self-help space, but also fantasy, sci-fi, romance. And I have been a book coach and an author coach. I have been a proofreader. I have been an editor for academic places and kind of all over the place. But I think my truest love as a writer, which you definitely know, Amelia, is that I love horror. I love writing horror, and especially like flash horror, flash anything. So coming to this podcast, I think what I'm going to be most interested in is kind of talking about navigating that space as a writer and an editor and how that affects the way that I view different topics that we're going to be talking about. Because I definitely do feel like you have an editor brain and a writer brain.
Oh, yeah.
And you can kind of go back and forth between them.
I don't know if I can go back and forth between them, actually. I don't know that that's...
Do you live in...
I do.
You live in both brains at the same time?
I live in editor brain. I don't turn off my editor when I read.
That's difficult.
It is difficult. I mean, like, there are like different ways to read as an editor, right? Which, like, this is probably not something we need to talk about in intro episode. But, like, for example, when I'm reading a rom-com that has, like, a little bit of magic in it, I'm not like, oh, this needs, like, world building. Like, so I'm not always thinking about that. But, like, every time I read, I am thinking about how well connected everything is. And I think that's something that that's something I think about a lot as an editor, is, like, what is the story trying to do? More so than, like, what am I receiving from it? Mm-hmm. Which is why, and I'll start my intro now, I guess. Yay. I'm Amelia. I am bad at picking genres because I am terrible at, like, I have, my favorite books are all fantasy, but, like, I don't read a lot of fantasy. And I love a rom-com, but I DNF more romances than anything else. Probably because I start to read more romances than anything else. I also have been an editor for several years. I've worked with over 100 manuscripts myself. Mariah and I have had a similar career trajectory. Surprise, that's how we became friends. I have worked with a lot of self-help as well. Fantasy, sci-fi, romance, mystery. And now I'm a copy editor. And when I write, I think it's so hard to say. I'm so bad with genre, and I don't want to be like an asshole and be like, well, I'm multi-genre. Like, I don't know. I am multi-genre.
I do feel like, and maybe this is just like a wild hair that I'm spinning off on. But like,
wild hair.
I do feel like nowadays, like blending genres and having authors that are writing stories that don't neatly fit into like one genre category or the other is becoming like much more common in the traditional publishing sphere. Because I think we can argue that in the indie publishing and self-published sphere, like that has been more common. Because back in the day you couldn't get those stories published traditionally because they didn't fit.
And that's like one of the benefits I see to self-publishing is like you can really push those boundaries and push those genre limits where a publisher's going to be like, well, we don't know where to slot this in, whereas you can just be like, I'm slotting it in here, publishing it right
now. And I know we could probably talk about that forever, but I do want to move on to kind of like our next segment here, which so we thought it would be really fun for all of our listeners out there if we interviewed each other, just because we do know each other so well, and neither of us have shared what we're going to be asking the other person. So I think
we'll see how this goes.
It's either going to be like very fun and entertaining, or just like a wild hot mess disaster. Or both.
It can be both things.
all of the above. So how about I ask you the first question, and then we'll volley back and forth.
We'll see. I'll do my vibe check on your first question and see how
Okay. So, number 1. Who is the character from any media that you think about most often?
Oh, no.
And, okay, maybe a little bit of backstory, you guys. Amelia and I are both, we're both in fandom. Like, we are fan fiction writers, like, way, way undercover. You will never find my AO3 account. But that is my, like, my space to, like, be free and crazy. So I am, like, totally anonymous in that space.
I'm gonna try to remain anonymous.
But yeah, that is kind of why I asked this question, because I knew it might be difficult.
It's not difficult. That's also, I feel like I need to address right now, this eyebrow just keeps going up, and that's gonna happen. That's my eyebrow. That's my life. Like, I'm just gonna say it.
You and your one crazy eyebrow.
One crazy eyebrow. Okay, well, actually, so it, like, cycles, because, there's an actor.
Yep.
You could probably guess who it was if you looked behind me. I'm not going to draw attention to it. So I'm not going to say the character that I've been thinking about constantly right now, because I feel like that's just, I don't want to be involved in my own thoughts on it right now. So I'm going to go Rogue.
Okay.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, the character that's consistently throughout my life that I've been thinking of since, like, the age of 12, I'm gonna say is Jack Sparrow. And if you look at my house, there's a whole bunch of Jack Sparrow merchandise. I used to have a cardboard cutout of him.
That's hilarious.
But now I don't. It's I don't know if you've ever lived with, like, a human-sized cardboard cutout, but
I feel like it would be eerie.
It's super eerie. You, like, walk into your house and you're like, there's a man!
There's a man who never moves.
Well, like, imagine in the dark, you just come up and it's like, oh, that guy's stalking me. He's gonna murder me. And then you're like, oh, wait, it's just Jack Sparrow.
I would definitely just, like, hang coats on it. It would just become, like, another
They're not
piece
that
of
sturdy.
furniture.
You would have bent Jack in half.
I would have ruined Jack. Oh my god. Okay. I accept your love for Jack Sparrow.
Thank you. So I have a similar question.
Okay. All right, I'm ready.
Except it's worse.
Oh god.
Okay, it's not worse.
Okay.
It's what book were you obsessed with in middle school, and how were you weird about it?
Middle school was just such a weird time in general.
I know, but, like, were you a weirdo?
Oh yeah, but I was, like, a weirdo about everything. Like,
well, I mean,
would
we can
say,
talk
like,
about that if you want.
I think the book that, like, comes to mind is, like, like it changed the whole trajectory of my life, I feel. So my mom was, and I think still is, a big fan of Stephen King. I mean, she had been reading him since the very beginning of his career. And I wanted to read what she was reading so bad. And she was like, eh. So it was like 4th grade. She gave me The Girl Who Loved Tom Gordon, which I feel like is one of his like much lesser known.
I don't even know it.
Although I saw online that we might be getting a movie.
Oh.
Which would be awesome. It's like very different from the rest of his stuff. For pretty much all of the book, you're not sure if it's supernatural or not. The whole story is about a young girl who, of course, like was like my age at the time. She gets lost in the woods in Maine while hiking with her mother and her brother. And the whole story is about her surviving alone in these woods, like trying to get back to civilization.
I feel like you love a woods story.
Oh, I love a woods story. I'm, a regular human from Appalachia, and the woods will never leave me.
I love that. It's a beautiful sentiment, and I think you should say that a lot often to people.
I just love me a spooky in the woods story. But like it was that book. I had read horror stuff before, but it was that book that like really opened me up as to what horror could do to, again, navigate that space of like, is it or isn't it? You know, like, is this supernatural or is this just living in the woods as a child? Like, so, and I won't spoil the ending, even though, like, the book is 1,000,000 years old at this point.
Well, but maybe you've enticed people to read it. Not me. I don't think I said this yet, but I don't do horror. I know the movie Ravenous is right behind me. So that's like... That's like the scariest thing I will watch and or read. So
well, and that book in particular, The Girl Who Loved Tom Gordon, has specific triggers of yours. So I would like, if you were like, oh, I think I'm going to read this, I would be like, not for you, not you.
Well, thank you.
But yeah, I think like I don't know if I was weird about it, but like I'm weird about horror now.
That's
like...
fair. Yeah. Well, I mean, like, okay, so here's where I was coming from. So, like, in middle school, I was obsessed with the Redwall books. Did you read Redwall as a child?
I don't think so.
What is with all you nature people who, like, love creatures and just, like, never read Redwall? I'm sorry. Please, in the comments, if you have read Redwall, let us know.
Yeah, tell us. It can't just be me.
It's not. My partner also has not read Redwall, which is insane. Like, they were written for him. Like, when Brian Jacques started writing them, he pictured my partner in his brain.
That's hilarious.
But so I was obsessed with Redwall, and there was this, I don't even remember, like, what it was, but there was, like, a secret language, and it was just, like, a cipher, basically, where, like, each letter mapped to a symbol, and my friend and I memorized it, and would pass each other notes written in the secret Redwall code.
I love that!
So yeah, I was hoping for an answer like that, where you were like insane about something.
I was more of like the lonely dreamer kid. Like I was just always just reading by myself.
Oh.
And like maybe that was the weird.
Maybe.
Yeah.
You could be totally weird about something fully on your own as well.
That's true.
But
yeah. Okay. So moving on to my next question. What is your biggest dream as a writer?
Oh gosh. Okay. Well, I would love for, first of all, I would love for there to be like a huge fan fiction fandom. Like, obviously, as a writer, you probably shouldn't be reading your own fan fiction just because reasons.
I will.
Once your whole book series is published, you can read your own fan fiction. But, like, there was a whole thing, there was, like, a legal case where an author had been, like, engaging with fan fiction, but then one of them was really similar to an idea they had planned to do already. And so it became, like, a weird copyright situation. So, writers, that's why you should not read fan fiction of your work until your work is fully published. Anyway, I hope that there is some disgusting fan fiction out there of my work, just, like, the grossest, nastiest, kinky shit. I'm sorry, that was really judgmental, and I say gross, nasty, kinky with all positivity.
With all the love in your gross, kinky heart.
Yeah, zero judgment. Like, I'm saying gross, like, like filthy, like porn.
Yeah. Okay. That is essentially what we go into the fandoms for.
Okay. If you could live in the world of any book, but not as the main character, therefore, like, you're not subject to, main character syndrome and or, like, bad things happening to you, what book would it be? Or you could be the main character if you want, if you're, like, down. If you're down for the character growth that comes with being a main character,
Oh, see, but this is where the neurodivergence comes in. Because I have so many follow-up questions. What are the rules? Do I get to be best friends with the main characters?
If you want. Unless, you can pick whatever slot in the story that you're in.
Oh, okay.
You can choose any part of it.
I need to turn around and observe my bookshelf.
Please do.
This is such a hard question.
I'm sorry.
Okay, I'm just gonna go for it. I'm gonna say Maggie Stiefvater's The Raven Cycle, because I have just a deep, feral, wild love for Adam, and I want to be his best friend.
I support this for you.
I just want him to be. I just love him. I'm not gonna go off on it because we could be here all day, but I would just want him to be my best friend, and I would want to. The whole gangsy. I am totally cool with being friends with all of them, but like particularly Adam. That's gonna be my answer.
I love that. It's a great answer.
Okay. What author turned you into a lifelong fan, and was it because of a particular book or series?
Okay. Yes, okay. I think I'm gonna have to say since I already talked about Redwall, I was gonna say as a child I would read literally anything written by Brian Jacques, but now as an adult I don't like the patience you possess as a 12-year-old girl when you're reading is actually insane, and I strive to acquire that patience.
This couldn't be the same brain that I used to read 280 page books a day.
Right? So as an adult, I'm going to say Maureen Johnson. I love her writing style. She's really funny. I think her plots are really good. I cry. I cry at everything, though. It's just a thing. I cry at all the books. If your book doesn't make me cry, maybe you fucked up. But no, I'm going to say Maureen Johnson. I have not finished Death at Morning House yet because I'm a slacker, but every time a Truly Devious book is released, I'm on it. I don't care. I'll watch Stevie Bell solve a million cold cases. I'll suspend that disbelief. So yeah, I really like Maureen Johnson.
Nice.
My questions are going to get increasingly more unhinged.
Okay. I'm ready for it.
Okay. If your writing was a fruit, what would it be and why?
I'm going to say an apricot because they are small but full of flavor.
That's so true. I can't wait for apricot season.
Yeah. Oh my god, that's my one fruit that I'm obsessed with. So
I didn't know that.
It's got to be an apricot, and I will just figure out why. And I think I did a pretty good job there. Yeah. I feel clever with that answer.
I feel like it was a clever answer. I'm floored that I didn't know you were particularly fond of apricots.
Oh yeah, I tend not to buy them because I can't leave them alone, and they're they can be expensive. So you buy a bunch of them, and you're oh, this will last me the week, and then they're all ripe at the same time, and then you're just
You've got to leave some on the windowsill and then put some in the fridge and swap them out.
Oh. But would I? No.
I don't know.
Okay. So my next question for you. What are you most proud of in your editorial career?
Well, I don't have a specific instance, but I think my strongest strength as an editor is giving feedback that makes people want to edit instead of being sort of aggressive. A lot of people, I've had clients come to me and be you can be brutally honest with me, and I think first of all, don't like, brutal honesty is fake. It just is being mean. I don't believe in that, and I won't be mean. I won't be a mean editor. But I don't pull my punches, and I think editors who do are not doing their clients a service. Although sometimes when you get close with a client, you can sometimes be mean, but that's...
Well, I think there's a difference between, like, teasing
yes,
and,
exactly.
like, being mean.
Exactly.
Like, if you're like, what is this, you piece of garbage? Like, maybe an editorial career is not for you.
Exactly, yeah. Sometimes I say that to myself, though, when I'm editing. What the
yeah,
fuck
but,
are you
like...
saying?
Who wrote this?
What fucking idiot decided to do this?
We need therapy.
This is therapy. What are you talking about?
Oh, that's true. Here it is. We're doing it for a live audience. Wait. That was my question to you. So
yes.
Now it's your turn.
Now it's my turn. Okay, well, so my other questions are not necessarily book related. Is that okay? Are yours?
Yeah.
Okay.
There are no rules here.
Okay. So my question, this may not surprise you.
Okay.
All right. What is on your ideal taco? Build me your ideal taco. Start with type of shell. Is it soft? Is it corn? Is it
It's
crunchy?
corn.
Okay.
It's crunchy. It's a crunchy corn. And then I would like some kind of wait. No, I'm not gonna go there. So there's this place in Chincoteague, on Chincoteague Island. If any of you have ever been, it is my happy place. It's this little taco place. It's called Pico's, and they do, maybe it's just because I haven't been there yet, and it's summertime, but I've been thinking about this taco. And it is a grilled cauliflower taco with cojita cheese, and it has some sort of, like, delicious sauce.
Can you describe the sauce?
I can't. Herbaceous, maybe.
Is it a chimichurri?
No.
Oh, okay.
But this one is actually in a soft flour tortilla. No, wait. Is it corn or flour? I don't know. It's soft. And usually I like my food to have texture, so I usually like a crunchy taco. But this grilled cauliflower, like, an angel makes it. It is literal perfection. Like, I love it so much. They also do a pulled pork taco that I like very much, but, like, I have been fantasizing about this cauliflower taco, so there you go.
I regret asking now. Now I'm fantasizing about your cauliflower taco.
You need to come to Chincoteague with me, and then we will descend on Pico's, and we will devour the cauliflower taco. Sometimes they like don't have tacos they had the previous season. So like if they ever got rid of the cauliflower, I think I would simply perish. Okay, moving on from tacos. What do you think is your biggest strength as a writer? Your expressions.
As with all writers, I hate talking about myself. But no, I'm going to get over it. But I do have an answer. I do have an answer. I just like the patriarchy has conditioned me not to tell you. But
fuck the patriarchy.
Fuck the patriarchy.
Tell me your answer.
No, I think my biggest strength with writing is usually my voice. I think that if you have read anything I've ever written, you could identify me in a lineup. You could put my writing next to someone else's, and you'd be like, Amelia wrote that.
Yep, I would agree with that. Absolutely.
Thank you.
Oh, no, it's your turn. Sorry.
Oh, it is my turn.
I just want to be like, it's my turn. It's my turn. All about me, but it's not.
I don't mind that also because like your questions are better than mine now. Not better, but mine are still not book related. What did your childhood bedroom look like?
Oh my god.
I have a lot of childhood questions.
Yeah, I'm a hoarder, so it was all knickknacks and like it was a fire hazard. Like, just stuff freaking everywhere. Multiple bookshelves, books everywhere, books piled on the floor. I'm also a crafter, so like, scrapbooking stuff. I'm a photographer, so like camera stuff everywhere. Like, I'm a collector, because I'm a hoarder, and I'm a collector too. So I used to collect manatees and Boyd's bears and buttons, and I still have them, 2 antique steamer trunks, one from the 1800s and one from the early 1900s. So they were in my room to hold all of my hoarded items.
At least they had a purpose. I mean,
they did. I'm a hoarder who loves a container. Like, give me a pretty looking box so I can put all my stuff in it. And then I feel like I'm not hoarding because you can't see it.
Because it's in a box.
It's in a box. And the box is nice to look at.
Yeah, so it's art, actually.
Yeah, so just like chaos, and like once a year my mother would be like, we are going into your bedroom and we are exorcising the demons. And we would always pick an audiobook to listen to while we did this venture. And it was actually a nice like bonding time. And we got a lot of like my mom was sorry, this is a tangent now. My mom was an English teacher and a special education teacher and a reading specialist. So reading was always her jam, but she did a really good job as a parent where like what I was reading, she would read. So we were like always talking about books, and we always had books to talk about. But like, shout out to Dina who read the entire Twilight series. She read, what were the other ones? Why can't I think of the name? Philip Pullman's series.
Oh, I have them right behind me.
So yeah, I have
the Golden Compass.
Yes, we read the Golden Compass series. We
His
read
Dark Materials.
Yes, thank you. We read the Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe series. Narnia, I guess is what the series title is. The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe is the first.
I claim Judaism. I didn't read them.
Yeah, well, my mom is really big into, like, fantasy, like, all that kind of stuff. So, like, we read all of the, like, traditional, like, quote-unquote classics of the children, like, fantasy stories. But, yeah, as a teenager, my mom hung in there with me for Twilight. She was like, I don't want to continue doing this, but I will, out of love.
Okay, wait. I have a question, though. Did you finish reading the whole series?
Of Twilight?
Yeah.
Absolutely, yes.
I rage quit in the middle of the 4th book.
Oh, no. I am literally, like, I was obsessed. My friends and I, we dressed up. We went to all the movie premieres. Like, it was, like, a big deal. Like, if you look at my bookshelf that's behind me, this is my shelf of all, every book on this shelf is signed by the author. And do you see? She's still over there in her little corner.
Oh, so she is. That's
Twilight.
exciting.
Yeah, so, would I ever read that book again? No, absolutely not. But she lives on my bookshelf right there.
I think that's fair. I was a Twilight girly, at first. I loved the first 3 books, but I rage quit in the 4th. I think I made it through the absolute horror show of birth giving. At the time, I wasn't quite as traumatizable about that. Now I don't even think I could read it. I think I'd simply perish.
That entire book, I think I just read purely out of, like, what the hell?
I think
every single page was just, like, it can't get worse than this. It surely cannot get, like, more ridiculous and, like, crazy. And then it was like a horror show. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. Well, and I think what actually made me rage quit was because I was like, okay, I can forgive this book if Jacob and Leah get together. I was like, I would like that a lot. And then Jacob imprinted on the baby, and I was like, fuck this book. Fuck this whole series. Like, get rid of it.
Get me out of here!
I think that's what did it. I think that was when I was like, goodbye forever.
Okay, I'll tell you, one of my, like, pleasures is, there is a vlogger. Can I remember her handle off the top of my head? No.
We'll link it if we remember it.
Her entire platform is, like breaking down how absolutely cuckoo bananas the Twilight series is. And, like...
ContraPoints?
Maybe?
We'll talk about that later.
I am just, like, so bad at, like, remembering, like, names and titles and stuff. Like, she comes up in my feed, and I'm like, oh, gotta stop here. But yeah, like, that is still a pleasure of mine, is to, like, think about how ridiculous just that entire franchise was. But anyway, okay, let's move away. We've spent enough time on talking. Okay. What genre do you find most comfortable to write?
To write? Mm-hmm. So, like, this is, like, so hard.
I know it is.
Because I feel like I would have told you, I don't know, I feel like the answer changes, but I've recently, okay, I don't want to say romance, because I don't enjoy writing just, like, romance. Mm-hmm. I get bored. Even though I love a rom-com. But, I really like having a strong romantic element. Mm. I like to write the romance aspect of things. Again, I'm so bad with genres because I tend to gravitate toward whatever is, like, intriguing me at the time. Mm-hmm. And I think, we took that quiz that was like, what kind of reader are you?
Yes.
And my answers and results were, like, so milquetoast because, like, I'm like, the summary sounds fine, but, like, what if it's boring? What if it's bad? What if I don't like it? And so, like, the only thing that ever gets me to read a book is either for insane reasons, you know which book I mean.
Yes.
And or, like, a trusted recommendation. Like, I've become very bad at just picking up a book for no reason. And every time I have just picked up a book to be like, oh, the cover is nice, I ended up, like, not liking it. So, again, all that is to say, I think that, like, the romantic and relationship, not necessarily romantic aspects of writing, are the things that I enjoy the most. My coming in strong next childhood question.
Okay.
What movie did you watch on repeat as a child?
Okay, so going back to the neurodivergence, I would, like, get hooked on a movie and then watch it over and over and over. So for every single day of my 5th grade education, I watched the Disney animated classic Hercules.
Amazing. 10 out of 10. No notes. Like, wait. You said, do children who are not neurodivergent not do that?
So, yeah, I know people who think that it is so bizarre that I, like, rewatch the same shows and movies and, like, reread books. They're like, I've never reread anything.
Even when you were a child?
They just don't do it. They're like, I really enjoyed it, but, like, then it was over.
What do you mean?
Like, meanwhile, I'm like, well, it's a new calendar year. Better read the entire Foxhole Court series again. Yeah.
I'm like, I just finished watching the finale of Friends. Better put it back to the pilot. Start over again from scratch.
Yep. Or
there's
like
10 seasons. You forget them.
So, yeah, I would say that is the one that comes most strongly to mind. Hercules had a chokehold on me. I think that is when my whole family should have known that I was queer, because I was just in love with Meg. I just loved her. I'm like, Hercules is fine.
Hercules is whatever. He's
fine.
He's a guy. Yeah, I support him.
He's a nice guy.
Yeah.
He's like a golden retriever guy.
Yeah, I love him for Meg. But yeah.
Meg is the best. Yeah.
Meg is the reason to watch that movie.
Well, and looking back on it, maybe you're taking me down a journey. Like, I love a golden retriever black cat pairing.
I also love that.
That's kind of what Hercules and Meg were.
That's true. I guess. Yeah.
A little bit,
would say that. I think Meg definitely could be described as a black cat.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. Yeah. So that is my answer, and I'm sticking with it.
It's a good answer. I love that. I think it's your question.
Yes. Okay, so this is my last question for you. Are you ready?
Okay, I'm ready.
What's one thing I don't know about you?
Oh, no. I don't know.
You might have to dig deep for this one.
Okay, I'm digging. That was my digging hands, like a little bit.
I am pleased to have stumped you with my very last question.
Well, how am I supposed to... I feel like I just spent the last half hour telling you a whole bunch of shit you didn't know about me. Like, we had the whole Redwall conversation.
Yeah, that's true.
This is very difficult. I'm going to think on this, okay. And then my final question is actually, I'm going to flip your question back on you, not this question. What is the character you think about the most and have thought about the most?
Okay, it is definitely Evan Buck Buckley from the hit television series 911. He is just such an interesting and complex character. I think that it is also a really interesting example of how when a creator, and of course, like, Oliver Stark is not the creator of Buck, but he does make creative choices as the actor of the character, right? So he actively participates in fandom. Like, he both on his public account will, like, go around and, like, comment and like fan posts of his character, but he also has admitted, I believe, that he, like, has a fake account and, like, lurks. So he is among us.
Maybe he's watching right now.
But, like, something that he did respond back in an eon ago when Twitter was Twitter, and somebody had made this whole large post about how they had ADHD, and they were like, these are all of the examples that Buck has ADHD. And Oliver commented on it and was like, wow, I never thought about it this way, but, like, you're totally right. And then in interviews, he has been like, yeah, I play the character as if he has, like, debilitating ADHD. And I'm like, okay, that's really fascinating that, like, he's willing to, like, go there. So, yeah, I can go on and on and on, and I have, in fandom spaces, about what a dynamic and fascinating character who has had just, like, a really wonderful character arc as well, because he started out as, like, a terrible douchebag. And I was like,
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I'm like, he's never going to last a season. Nobody's going to want to watch him. And then,
now
of
he's
course,
your fave.
Now he's my favorite, and he is, like, a core of the entire storyline, and continues to be. So, yeah, definitely 100% out of all of the media. Well,
now I feel like my answer is bad because, like, I don't analyze Jack Sparrow anymore. I just, like, loved him with my entire heart at the age of 12 and have never stopped.
Well, okay, so that is kind of the, like, I have always looked at Buck as, like, from kind of like a writer editorial standpoint of, like, seeing the growth and, like, the narrative choices and, like, this and that. So I grew up watching Supernatural and then didn't watch it for a long time. And then, like, went back to it as an adult. And, like, after I had discovered, like, my queer identity and, like, da-da-da. And, so, like, I was always in love with Dean Winchester. Like, loved him just unconditionally.
I had a moment where I was like, which one's Dean? But then I felt really dumb. So, but I've admitted that.
You know who Dean Winchester is. And so, like, I feel like I have only started to, like, understand why I had those, like, feelings and connections with that character as, like, a teenager, now that I'm an adult watching the show. Because back then I was just like, oh, I just love him so much. And everybody would be like, oh, but Sam, he's so cute. And I'd be like, get out of here. Sam is the inferior Winchester.
I thought that was, like, the common opinion. But I know that, like, I'm, like, it's interesting the sort of cultural things that, like, float toward you in the internet bubble.
Yeah.
Where I'm like, I'm not in the Supernatural fandom. I've never watched an episode in my life. But, like, I feel like I could, if pressed, I feel like I could write a fan fiction about Dean and Castiel. Like,
well, and the hilarious thing is, like, if you are on Tumblr, you are in the Supernatural fandom. Because, like, no matter what fandom you're a part of on Tumblr, like, you're gonna see the memes.
Yeah.
That show has been over since 2020. The memes still live.
Yeah. Like, I was surprised. I took, like, a 7 or 8 or 9 year hiatus from Tumblr, and like BBC Sherlock is no more. I never see BBC Sherlock anymore, unless people are like making fun of Benedict Cumberbatch. No shade to him. I have no strong feelings or opinions on him. But like,
so this is so random, but like I saw a TikTok where like I like him as an actor. This is no shade to him, but this is again the neurodivergence latches on to certain things, and like this person, every time they would say his name, they would say it like just completely incorrectly. And I forget what the first part of like what they had said his first name was, but they said Cumberbumble. My brain was like, ooh, I really love that Cumberbumble. And so like anytime any human being says Benedict Cumberbatch, my brain goes, Cumberbumble.
I think that's what we should call him, Benedict Cumberbumble. I usually call him Benedict Cabbage Patch. I do think it's peak humor to just say his name differently every single time, and everyone always knows who you're talking about, and it's like unfortunate.
Okay.
Also, he was in a show with my guy. Yeah, no one has seen it. That's not true. People have seen it, obviously.
I was gonna say, I don't think I've seen it.
People who like Robert Carlyle have seen it. I don't know who else in the great wide world has, but I own it.
What was it?
It was called The Last Enemy, I think. Hang on, actually. I haven't watched it, but I own it. Hold on.
I was going to say, that seems familiar.
Yes, it's called The Last Enemy.
Okay.
And they were both in it. I think Cumberbumble plays like a math guy. Like...
that tickle, like, I can't describe to you how that tickles my brain. It is just so stupidly funny to me.
It is funny. Also, it's so nice to get like a show. I like listening to you talk about it is Buck.
Yeah.
Wait, is Eddie isn't, no, Buck's name is Evan?
Yes, Evan.
Yes, okay.
Buckley.
Yeah, okay. Okay, I was like gonna call him Eddie, and I was like, that's not right. That's the other guy.
Yep. On the Gay Firefighter Show.
The Gay Firefighter Show.
If the listeners don't know, colloquially online, it is known as the Gay Firefighter Show.
It took me forever because like I knew you loved it, and I knew, I guess I knew it was about firefighters. Maybe I don't know. I don't know if I clocked that part. But I was seeing it on Tumblr, people going around being like, oh, is this from the Gay Firefighter Show? And I was like, there's a Gay Firefighter Show? I bet Mariah would love that.
Surprise, I do. I've been watching it, just so everybody knows, I have been watching 911 almost every single aired episode as it airs since the very first episode. So, like, when I say I'm a fan, like, I have dedicated myself. The only time that I, like, haven't consistently watched it was, I had a child, so she kind of, her bedtime routine kind of messed with my TV watching routine. How dare she?
How dare she?
And then also, like, I am now working part-time in the evenings sometimes, so, like, if I have a shift at work, then, like, when I get home from my shift, I'll be able to watch it on its, like, repeat, but I don't watch it, like, as it airs.
I miss watching things as they air, but like also, so as you know, my show, I'm gonna announce myself now, is Once Upon a Time. I don't recommend your show. Don't watch it. If you've never seen Once Upon a Time, just like don't do that.
It'll ruin your life.
It'll ruin your life. And like they character assassinate the best character, who like Robert Carlyle was wildly overqualified for this show, for one thing. All of the acting is fantastic. Like no shade to any of the actors, but like. All they did, I rage quit the show. I made it further than I have made it in a rewatch, but like I rage quit the show when they like really just started the character assassination. Here's the thing that we'll talk about in romance and other things, where like people get their characters together and then they like don't know what to do with them, and like it's like people are still interesting even after they have achieved their goals.
And like also this is just, and we can complain about this a different time, but I do just want to drop it here. Please is do. That if you don't know what to do with your characters, just giving them a baby is like not the most interesting thing a couple can do after they start a romantic relationship.
Agreed.
I'm just gonna throw that out there.
Yeah, we can talk about that. We can talk about that any day.
Yes, and we will.
And we will.
Tune in to a future episode in which I rant about that.
And I will also join you because I have no children and I don't want children, and that's how I feel when I watch TV.
Yeah.
And when I read books, I feel like this suddenly became a TV thing. It doesn't matter. We'll talk about TV, we'll talk about books, we'll talk about movies, because stories are stories, and this is The Word Nest.
Wait, I
thought of a thing, though.
What's your thing?
I thought of the thing that you don't know about me.
I was literally just going to ask you that. Have you yet?
I have. Okay,
found
wait.
it.
But I don't know if you know this. So first, let me ask you, do you know how I got my cat, Minnie?
Okay. This is the lore that I have in my head, but maybe I've made it up. So you tell me.
Okay.
I know that you adopted her, and that she had been a street cat before.
Yes.
But was it post a breakup?
Yes. So all of that is true, but that's not the part of the story that I'm going to tell you.
Okay.
So yes, I did. I had been living with my boyfriend for like 3 years, and he was allergic to cats, and I always wanted a cat. So when we broke up, I was like, well, I'm getting a cat. And so I had gone to the, so I was like 23? I was 23 or something. I had a job, but I wasn't like, I wasn't rolling in cash. So I was trying to do anything to avoid the adoption fee. And they do. So Minnie is my beloved cat. She has passed, sadly, but she is very near off screen, my child. She didn't have a tail. She was very cute. You don't need to hear me talk about her. Anyway, so I didn't want to pay the adoption fee because I was 23, and I also was going to have to pay a pet fee at my apartment. So I was like, well, I don't have both of these items. And so they do blood drives sometimes, and like when you do a blood drive, usually, from my understanding, you have some sort of perk, like a free movie ticket or something. But every couple of months, the animal shelter would do a blood drive, and they would give you free adoption certificates. But as you know, Mariah,
I do know. I was like,
I'm so afraid of
sensing
needles.
Disaster in this story.
No, it's a heartwarming story of friendship.
Okay.
Because I am definitely terrified of needles. I don't do blood. I am over the age of 30, and I make my aunt take me because otherwise I'll just leave. Like, I just won't go.
Well, you did hear that last week while I was doing a blood test, I very nearly fainted.
Don't you usually faint, though? Isn't that normal for you?
It was when they used to take it from my elbow, and now they take it from my hand. But I was dehydrated, and it was taking too long, and she was like, "Are you good?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And then I stood up and walked away, and I was like, No, I'm not. I'm not good.
Yeah, I thank you, universe. I have excellent veins. I've only ever had one instance where they had trouble, and it was the most recent time, and she was like, "We have to switch arms," and I was like, "Well, I'm leaving."
That was your one chance, and you blew it.
My aunt made me stay. So. But so I'm afraid of giving blood. Right. Is the thing, and especially in a little truck where you can see other people giving blood, and I know people are like, just don't look. I can see it in my brain. I don't need to look to visualize it. So I convinced my friend to give blood and give me the voucher. So basically, I traded my friend's blood for my cat.
I love that.
And there you
that
go.
is hilarious. I did not know that.
Now you know.
That was a great one.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I was like, it has to be something before I knew you.
Yeah, definitely.
So.
And I guess, do you have any questions left, or was that the end of the questions?
No, that was the end of the questions, I think.
Amazing. We did it.
We did it. I was like, let's make a 15-minute intro video. And we are going on 50 minutes now.
Yeah,
so
but that's
awesome.
The joy. There are no rules here. We make the rules.
Yeah,
we are the rulers of this kingdom.
We're the god of this world, which is something else I say a lot when I'm writing and to people, is you're the god of your own world. You can do whatever you want.
I love it. Okay.
We'll talk about that.
Definitely. Okay, so, everybody, thanks for hanging in there with us.
Thanks so much. It was so nice to meet all of you.
Yes, absolutely. And if you guys have anything that you're interested in hearing us rant about, or anything that we talked about in today's episode that you'd be interested in us kind of expanding on a little bit, absolutely feel free to comment. Leave that for us. We will definitely take a look. And also, don't forget to like and subscribe. Help us grow our little platform here.
Please do. We have lots of thoughts.
Yes, absolutely. And thank you again for listening.
Yes.
We can't wait to see you at next week's episode, where we are going to be talking about everything romantasy. Thanks again. Bye.
Bye.